VPN or Smart DNS. If you've done any research about how to access geo-blocked content like BBC iPlayer, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, that sort of thing, you'll probably come across these two main technologies. We're going to have a very brief look at both of them, and more specifically I'll focus on Smart DNS and show you quickly how easy it is to set up. Okay, so VPN or Smart DNS, both solutions work for accessing blocked content. I use both perfectly well, but there are certain advantages, and your ideal choice really depends on your concerns and priorities. So Smart DNS really is a sort of speed-focused solution. It is quicker because it doesn't provide any encryption, and Smart DNS only reroutes a very small part of your connection, mainly your DNS requests and a couple of bit more traffic, but that means there's less overhead, so you're not routing everything through a server in a different location. And obviously the no encryption means there's no overhead there. The monthly cost, they're cheaper to run Smart DNS because you don't have to deal with the huge volumes of traffic by streaming video or something, which what happens with a VPN. But remember, it provides no security. It doesn't hide your location. It doesn't hide your IP address completely. And there's no privacy protection at all. You should also remember that it only works with specified sites. So Smart DNS will only kick in when you're trying to access a geo-blocked site that has been set up by the provider. Otherwise, it does nothing, really. A VPN is full protection. It gives you encryption. It hides your location. It hides your data. It hides your usernames. It hides your passwords. It masks your true IP address so people can't locate what you're watching and how you're watching it, anything like that. It still gives global access. They don't have to configure each site to gain access. Basically, you connect to a VPN server in the country you need, and then it should work. There's a slight speed loss, but this depends largely on the VPN service you need. If you use something like NordVPN, you won't find it's very noticeable unless you're, for instance, looking at a long distance. Okay, so let's just go back to Smart DNS and I'll show you quickly how easy it is to set up. First of all, just a quick example. You can see at the moment on this location, I've got Netflix opened. I'm in the UK, so I've got the UK version of Netflix there. And BBC iPlayer works without, I don't need any tools to help with BBC iPlayer because I'm in the UK. So if I want to stream the Doctor Who Christmas special, I can just do it like that. That's because I'm in the UK and I don't need Smart DNS or VPN. But Netflix, I've got the UK version of Netflix. Okay, so let me show you how to set up Smart DNS and show you quickly how it works. Okay, so basically you can set up an account. There's a free 14-day trial of Smart DNS Proxy, which is the Smart DNS service I use. Below, if you use the link below, you can get 14 days free trial, and you don't need a credit card or anything like that, so you can just try it out. And this is the configuration screen, and I've got my account is active, so I've got a full account. It says my DNS is not configured properly. That's the step I'll show you now. And my IP has to be registered. Now, that's quite easy to do. You just basically press the activate button. But remember, if you're using a sort of mobile phone or something like that, you might have to do this quite often. Smart DNS is not great for mobile phones. Okay, so let me just show you quickly now what you need to do. And I'm on a Windows PC here, but it'll be very similar depending on what device you're on. The other advantage of Smart DNS, it works on tablets, games consoles, streaming boxes, anything like that really, where you just need to access the network settings. Now on the Windows PC it's slightly more difficult, but I'll just show you now. It's not very difficult. So here's my network connections. If you want to find those, just type network in the search bar on your Windows PC and click, I'm using Wi-Fi here. So you click on the Wi-Fi connection, go to properties and go to TCP IP version 4. Okay, And then you click the properties button here, and you can see because I'm getting all my info from a wireless connection, yours might be slightly different, but this is probably what most people have. What you need to do is basically, to set Smart DNS, you need to specify the DNS servers, Smart DNS servers. So I'm just going to put one in now. Let's put a secondly. So these are Smart DNS proxy DNS servers. So let's just copy that in there. If you're using Windows PC, just put validate settings upon exit. It just checks they're working okay, and click on OK and close. It'll double check that everything's working all right. So now I've got Smart DNS servers instead of my normal DNS servers, and all it does is looks for these geo-blocked sites. Now if I just refresh this screen, you can see here it says it's not configured properly. I have just configured it properly, so if I refresh the screen, it'll double check and see if it's got the DNS servers. You can see it's turned to a tick there. So now we can go on. Now BBC will still work because I'm in the UK, but if you were in the US or anywhere outside the UK, Smart DNS would kick in and make this work. I don't need to do anything with that because it'll just work perfectly anyway. Netflix, I'll just show you what happens with Netflix. We'll go in and start Netflix again. And now you can see for Netflix, it will kick in. I've configured Smart DNS. It's now working on this computer. So remember, this works on games consoles, laptops, tablets, anything like that. You're just changing the DNS server. That's all you do. Don't install any software, anything like that. That's why it works great on those different platforms. You can see now I have got the US version of Netflix because Smart DNS has detected when I go to this site, it will use Smart DNS and it will hide my location and it will make me be in the US. It'll look like I'm in the US. Now Netflix, most of the settings allow you access or don't allow you access. Netflix is slightly different because it has different catalogs depending on your location. Unfortunately, with Smart DNS proxy, you can only use the Netflix that you've got in your current country or the US version. But that's usually what most people want because that's the version with the most content, the most films and everything like that. So that's basically it. That's Smart DNS or VPNs. If you're concerned about privacy and want to remain anonymous and protect your data online, particularly if you're traveling, I would use VPN. If you just want something to stick on your games console or your PC at home and all you're interested in is bypassing blocks on whatever sites you want, then Smart DNS could be the option for you. Anyway, I urge you to give it a try. It's dead easy to use. I say all you're doing is really changing your Smart DNS. Change your DNS servers to Smart DNS ones. So say if you're on your smart TV, go on to your smart TV, find the network connection settings and just change them to the Smart DNS servers and activate your IP in the console as I just showed you then. And it'll all work perfectly, really, hopefully. As I say, try it out yourself and see if it works for you. The link's below. Anyway, thanks for watching and I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.